Welcome to my August TBR. Honestly, I'm filming this a little early, which always makes it hard to decide exactly what I'm going to be reading. I am very much a mood reader, but I always also need just a little bit of direction, which is why I play a TBR game every single month, because direction is very good for me. My TBR game is called Snakes and TBR Stacks, and it's inspired by the game Snakes and Ladders. It's really easy. I roll 5 times if I completed my TBR last month, and 6 rolls if I didn't. I did not. 1 book short. And then essentially I roll the die. It makes me land on a prompt, and I use that prompt to pick what I read. If I land on a snake, I have to add another roll and I go down, and then if I land on a ladder, it's a reward prompt and I go up the ladder. Since I have no idea what I want to read, let's just get right into roll 1, and hopefully all the prompts will help me decide.
We ended last month on fantasy, so we start there. Roll 1. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Roll 1, we landed on new, which means either a new release or a book that's new to my TBR, and actually I think I'm gonna do both of those. I think I'm going to pick Not Quite Dead Yet, which is the new book by Holly Jackson. It's her first adult, and I loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I do still have to read the final book in that series, so hopefully I can get to that before I get to Not Quite Dead Yet, even though I don't think they have anything to do with each other. I'm very excited for this new release. I'm excited to see what she brings into the adult sphere, if it'll be darker and grittier, especially because I think A Good Girl's Guide to Murder kind of already had a lot of grittiness to it, but I don't know, I'm very, very excited about this one. I know nothing about it. I know it's like a mystery thriller. Oh, and I think a girl is trying to figure out her own murder. She knows she's gonna die in 6 days, and her friend are trying to figure out exactly what's gonna happen. I think that sounds interesting. Very intrigued by it. I'm gonna leave it like kind of vague because I don't want to know a lot going into it. I just know that I liked the author's previous work, so I'm very excited to read this one. So it's perfect to, since it is a new release, I think it comes out end of July, so perfect time to read it in August.
Roll 2. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Roll 2, we landed on Creature, and for this one, I actually do know what I want to read. It is mine and Mel's book club pick. We run a book club together on Patreon called the Not So Indie Archive. Every month we pick a book and we all buddy read it in the Discord. We have read all the Carissa Broadbents together, so we are doing the next book in the Carissa Broadbent series. Is it The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk? I have a NetGalley arc of this, so I can get to it as soon as possible, and I'm very, very excited for that. The Serpent and the Wings of Night is my favorite fantasy romance duology to ever exist. The Songbird and the Heart of Stone did kind of let me down. It wasn't my favorite. I think the characters in it are more similar to the characters in Daughter of No Worlds, which I personally didn't enjoy, but I'm hoping that this second book really makes it for me. If it follows the pattern of the Serpent and the Wings of Night duology, I think we will get his POV in this one, and I'm dying for his POV. I'm very excited to get out of Misha's head. She's not my favorite MC. She's a little bit too introspective for me and not impulsive enough. I'm a very impulsive person, and I love to read about impulsive characters. It just adds to the drama for me. But where book 1 left off, I am dying to know what happens next. I'm dying to see our characters from the first couple books back again. I'm dying to see all the characters from crossover books, things like that. I know we get a lot of those in book 2, and I think that Carissa is going to devastate me a little bit in this book, but also probably leave me on a happy ending since it is the wrap-up of the duology. We gotta put a pretty little bow on it. I'm just overall very, very excited to read this one, and I'm excited that I get to read it with everyone. We read the first book together in our book club, so it just made sense for us to read the second book all together. Sometimes we do this as the actual monthly book if it just like happens to work out, and sometimes we just do this as like a bonus book, but I love, 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 love when we all read things together. It's my favorite part of the community. It's my favorite part of my Patreon in general. I love reading books with other people.
Roll 3. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Next up, third person. I knew I wanted to get this onto this TBR, but I don't know. I'm taking a big guess on this one. I think Assassin Warrior Princess will be third person, as it does follow 3 characters. I just couldn't see it being first person switching between 3 POVs, but I am definitely guessing on this one. Okay, looking at Goodreads, Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction does say it follows 3 POVs, so I definitely see it being third person. I know it's a trio, and it is a polyamorous relationship. They actually are all together. It's not a love triangle, which I'm very excited about. I also believe that there is an arranged marriage plot within in this, which is one of my favorites. I know that this author is very well loved, but this will be the first time I actually read from her. Long time ago, I thought about trying A Curse So Dark and Lonely, but I never did. This is also her first adult debut, which I am excited about. I've had mixed feelings on this. I've had some adult debuts blow me away and some just feel lackluster, but overall I'm always still excited when an author decides to try something new, because what if it's amazing? Two royals are pushed into a political engagement and the assassin tasked with hunting them down. Oh, that's fun. Okay, that makes sense for like a good setup, I think, completely. We have fire magic and a ruthless reputation on the battlefield for King Maddox, and he's entering a marriage alliance with the neighboring nation in hopes that the royal family's power to manipulate the weather will help his land flourish once more. And he needs to ensure that no one will find out how the blaze began, which is probably from his fire magic, I'm assuming. And then we follow the princess with a war looming on the horizon. Jory's home needs the protection of the fearsome warrior king. She's hiding a dangerous secret. Her family's magic is fading. What will he do when he realizes she's been lying to him about her magic? And then we follow the assassin, who is also her childhood best friend, I think. He's part of the Hunters Guild, and he discovers that the targets, this is giving kind of Mr. and Mrs. Smith a little bit. He discovers that the targets are Kai and Jory, and he must decide what he's willing to do to protect the woman he loves. Yeah, they're childhood lovers as well. That's a very complicated setup, but I think it'll make a very, very, very good story, so that's very intriguing for me.
Roll 4. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Next up, we land on physical TBR, and my patrons do get to vote on one book a month for me to read. I thought physical TBR was a very easy one to give to them. I decided to do things that have been sitting on my TBR for a while and that things I've been putting off. I had a win last month with my Things Go to Die shelf, which is right here. I have read Nevernight, but the rest of them are all unread on that shelf, and this tends to be where I put things that I don't want to look at because I don't want the reminder that I need to read them, but I don't want to unhaul them. So this is my Things Go to Die shelf all the way down here. So from that shelf, I gave them A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I've owned this for a very long time. I have liked V.E. Schwab before, and I have not liked V.E. Schwab before. The Villains duology by her is one of my favorites. I actually love that series. I'm hoping that reminds me more of this than her like middle grade I didn't like at all. And I think I DNF'd another YA. I think I DNF'd her YA series as well, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't remember at this moment in time actually what other one I DNF'd. It was a while ago. So I've been hesitant to read this, but I also think that there's potential for me to love this if I read it the right time. And maybe now is the right time. I also gave them The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu, which I have DNF'd previously, but very, very early on, and it was because I wanted to listen to the audiobook. And the audiobook is done by the same people who do Brandon Sanderson's audiobooks. And they were running together for me because I was reading a lot of Brandon Sanderson at the time and I needed space from it. So I want to try this again. People love this series. And I think I'm back in a fantasy era of my life. I want to read more fantasy that isn't fantasy romance. It can still have a romance subplot. I do enjoy that in my fantasy quite a bit, but it doesn't need to be like romantasy currently. I want to get back into reading more fantasy, so I put this one on the list. The Raven Tower by Ann Leckie, which is the TBR Vets to end all TBR Vets. This is one of the first books I ever purchased as an adult when I started reading again. So it's been sitting on my TBR for a long time, and something has always stopped me from unhauling this. Whenever I go to unhaul it, I read the synopsis and I go, maybe I should give this a try. So I put it on that. These two technically were not on that shelf, but I definitely can see moving to that shelf. This one just happens to be YA, so I put it on my YA shelf, and that's A Ship of Smoke and Steel by Django Wexler. I have loved Django Wexler in the past, but I had a friend read this who said it was kind of mid, so then I have been putting this off. I own the entire series though, so it would be nice to start this and hopefully love it. And then this one is quite new, but for some reason I've never gravitated towards picking it up, but A Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. I need to try this at some point. It'll be a quick, easy read, so this is what I gave them. Honestly, I haven't given them enough time to vote at this moment, so Editing Casty is going to show you which one wins. I'm pretty confident it's going to be A Darker Shade of Magic or Daughter of the Pirate King. They've been pretty tied as voting happens, but I do want to give them probably a couple more hours. So Editing Casty will pop up the winner right here for you. Can't wait to read it.
Roll 5. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Audio and a snake.
Of course, we had to hit a snake. I feel like I've been given pretty good boards recently, and I have not hit a lot of snakes recently, so it was probably time for the board to get revenge on me. And we landed on audio, which at least is like the easiest prompt on the board. I keep saying that I want to continue Zodiac Academy. I'm hoping that I'll read Zodiac Academy 4 before this TBR goes up, so it's probably actually Zodiac Academy 5 that's going on this TBR. But the next Zodiac Academy, I always listen to the audiobooks. I really enjoy the audiobooks, so it's an easy pick for me. It's like the main series I want to work on this year, so I really need to get to it because I'm falling really far behind on it. If you haven't started Zodiac Academy, I definitely recommend. I think it's a lot of fun. We follow two sisters who find out they're the heirs to the Solaria throne. In order to get their inheritance, they have to go to Zodiac Academy and graduate. However, there are these men at school who have been told their whole lives that they're going to rule the kingdom because the heirs have gone missing, and they don't want to give that up. So they pretty much bully these girls into getting out of the school. They want them to drop out, to leave, go back to the human realm. The thing is, these girls are like, we don't want the power, we just want the money. They need the money. They have a reason that they need it. And so it's kind of just a back and forth. And honestly, the thing is, if the guys had left them alone, things would be a lot more simple. But who needs simple in a messy CW show, which honestly is what Zodiac Academy reads to me. And I love it. I love it so much. So I definitely need to continue this one.
Roll 6. 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Multi POV and a snake.
Back-to-back snakes. What did I do to deserve this? Please tell me what I did. I don't think I did anything. Maybe it's because I never finished my TBRs. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone for this one. I went book shopping recently and I looked at this book for a very, very long time, and then I decided to be a good person, and it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm gonna read it on KU. I'm trying to save money this year. I'm trying not to over consume, but this cover was absolutely gorgeous. It reminds me of the Bourbon and Lies cover, which I absolutely loved, but Wolf by Paisley Hope. I've seen Paisley Hope's cowboy series around, and I knew I wanted to try her at some point, but then I saw this cover and it's like Motorcycle Gang. It's giving Sons of Anarchy, and I love Sons of Anarchy, so I want to read this really badly. Always ride faster than your angel can fly. That's a quote from Wolf. He's the president of the House of Hounds Motorcycle Club, and his life has been infused with darkness and trauma since the day he was born. Chaos is his birthright, craves it to feel stable, secure, and whole. He definitely feels some way about women that I don't agree with, but we're gonna watch his vibe change. You watch it in Sons of Anarchy a little bit too sometimes. He's forced to feel something when he meets this female. Let the hunt begin. This could be not for me. This is really me stepping out of my comfort zone. I've never read something quite like this. It's supposed to be a little bit of a dark romance, which I have read dark romance, just not like motorcycle dark romance. But I don't know. My love of Sons of Anarchy is really coming out here, and I'm like, I like this, but also just this cover. Anything with this cover will make me want to read it. Like, there's something about this art style that just screams, pick this up for me. So I'm excited to give this one a go. Also, I'm assuming it's multi-POV. Most romances, I'm assuming we have his POV and her POV.
Okay, roll 7. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We landed on building. Nice and easy. I have an arc of Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. I just put this on my 10 books to read before the end of the year TBR. And so let's get on it. Let's prioritize those reads and let's get them done. Let's hold myself accountable to finishing, or at least the goal is 50% of that list. So let's get Play Nice on this TBR. It's giving Home Before Dark but campier. We follow our main character who grew up in a haunted house, and her mother even wrote a story about it. And she's moved on from that, but when the house falls into her possession, her sisters want nothing to do with it, and she decides, because she's an influencer, this is the perfect time to do some renos and make like a little series about it for Instagram. Home improvement stuff always is really good on social media for some reason. But as she reads her mother's story, she's learning a lot about the history of the house and her trauma and what really went down in her childhood in this house. But there's definitely a lot more of a campy vibe to how this is written in the synopsis and stuff. I loved Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, so I want this. I hope I love this. I've loved Rachel Harrison before. I have not loved Rachel Harrison before. Hopefully this leans to the black sheep side and I love it, but I'm definitely very, very, very excited for this one. I hope it's a 5-star.
Hopefully our last roll. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we got a skip. All the way up.
A skip. perfect. It means I don't have to do anything. It means I literally can skip this and pretend I didn't even land on it, pretend I didn't roll this. Pretty much a free thing for me. It means I don't have to put a book. It's perfect. It's the best way to end my TBR. I kind of feel naked without a readathon this month. As I'm sitting here like, what am I going to submit all these books for? So if anyone has any fun readathons that are competitive but like also kind of simple, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to find something to participate in this month. Let me know what you're most excited to read this month. Honestly, I think even though I had no idea what I wanted to read, I have a really good list that I'm really excited about. The Mood Reader in me has come out. Every single pick I was just like, this one, that's what I want. I'll leave my final half of the year TBR, since I talked about it in this video, on the screen for you to check out if you want to see what else is on that list with Play Nice. I need to get to reading. I only have 6 months for all of these. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video and you'd like to leave me an emoji just to say you were here, leave me a motorcycle emoji and have yourselves an absolutely remarkable day.